All right, let's welcome in my teammate, Jalen Brunson. Jalen, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. So we are recording this on Wednesday night. We returned earlier today from Los Angeles. And for the listener knows this, Jalen, you may not know this, but I was indebted to Luka after our cornhole rounds in Memphis. I was originally down $2,000, and he was nice enough to just basically say, pay me $1,000. And then he subsequently bet me $100 for a half-court shot, and he swished it. So then I was down $1,100. So I paid him at the beginning of the trip. And over the course of the 5 days in LA, I whittled my debt away and was basically down like $300. I won some half-court shots against him, best out of 5 type thing. And I thought today when we were playing tonk on the plane that that I was going to basically get all my money back and then some. But unfortunately, you hit a hot streak like I've never seen before. And now I owe you $1,100.
It was 11?
Yeah, it was 11.
I thought it was a little more than that. You sure it's 11? Hold on, I gotta check my books.
Everybody's got a running tally. So we were playing today with Luka, Da. I don't even know if we should say Da because he's a coach, but whatever. Who fucking cares? And Jalen. And it was a good game. It was a good game, honestly. My biggest issue though is I sit next to Jalen, so Jalen's turn is before me, and I get the sense that there is some card watching, some peeking around the corner as I'm holding my cards, because it just seems like he has an uncanny awareness of what card I need, and he never lays that card down, despite the fact that I found out multiple times he's holding that card. Jalen, I'm going to give you a chance to respond to this accusation.
Yeah, you got to respond to this. You got to respond to this, man.
Game tonk, there's a chance for players to double. So you double the pot. Everyone owns that player, double the amount. So my person, who's DA is to my right, and I knew DA had 1 card left. JJ had 2. So I already threw out one of JJ's cards that he needed just to keep the game going. So see if I can still win. And then I remember plucking 1 card. I was like, all right, this is one of JJ's cards. And I kept it. And I plucked another one, and it was literally the next card that he needed. So I had 2 of his cards, and then I had like another 2 that I had. DA's with the win the game, right? Just no double, just win the game. So being the smart businessman I am, I didn't want JJ to double. So I threw out another card that he did not need, and DA ended up winning the hand. So I think it's pretty smart. He's a little upset. He won at that point. Maybe it was like an hour and a half in. He only won like maybe 1 hand the entire time.
Is JJ getting pissed at this point? Because
he was flustered. He was definitely flustered.
I think what I said multiple times is tonk sucks as a game. I don't know why we're playing this. Can someone explain this to me, please? Who is not teaching y'all how to play booray? Like, someone taught me how to play booray. That is the game in the NBA, and y'all are playing tonk on the plane. Booray is the game. It's a funner game. Next trip to LA, I'm teaching you. You'll be hooked.
That's fine. You can teach me. I never learned that. Like, I don't even know how to play spades either. And my dad.
Who taught you how to play booray?
Keon Dooling, Grant Hill, Travis Diener, Carlos Arroyo. I think Pat Garrity was in on that game too. We had like 5 or 6 guys my rookie year. And then in LA, when I was with the Clippers, like, we had an awesome game. We had 5, 6 guys. Like, we had Duds would play, Matt Barnes, CP, Blake, DJ, sometimes T. Lou. My 1 year with T. Lou, he'd come up to the front of the plane and play with us. So we had like 5 or 6 guys. We'd take the game on the bus if the pot was still in play. And then we'd get to the hotel. We'd go to somebody's room. We'd play till 2 or 3 in the morning. Like, we played booray every day. And you guys, you're missing out. And the crazy thing is, I tried to teach the guys in New Orleans, and it didn't stick. Like nobody really wanted to play cards. Everybody just wanted to
I think it's
listen to music.
It might be your generation. You know, you're getting up there, so there might be a new wave. You know,
it might be your generation. Also, Jalen is clearly doing something right in the games he's deciding to play. So maybe he should trust his instincts on when and how he decides to play cards and when to put money on stuff. Just for the record,
I would say tonk requires less skill than any card game I've ever played. And Jalen would agree with me on that. It's a matter of, do you get good cards?
I agree. Okay. I think, so this is how I learned. I learned the hard way. I learned how you learned. Courtney Lee taught me this game, right? And Courtney was always on the side of me. He always I was always throwing. I wasn't paying attention. I was always throwing him his cards, right? And he was boom, 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 boom. Like I'm just like, why am I always throwing him his cards? So once we kept playing, once I started to get to know the game, I was like, all right, I got to pay attention. So I'm looking at I'm looking at what people throw down, all that stuff, whatever. Like, and then so now like I'm Courtney Lee, and now you're me. So now.
Okay. I take offense to that. I'm not gonna lie. Have you ever had a teammate owe you money and not pay up?
No. They have eventually paid up.
Interesting. Yeah, because sometimes there's like a guy will get traded or you'll lose in the playoffs and the debt never gets paid. That's happened before. I actually, one of the guys, I'm not going to name who it was. I don't want to throw him under the bus, but one of the guys that taught me how to play my rookie year still owes me $3,500 from Booray. And he claims to this day that he's never going to pay me because Diener and I had a few too many Miller Lights one night and rang his doorbell at 2 a.m. And he's pissed still to this day that I did that.
There's a lot going on in that story.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too much.
We were fucking with him. Let's be honest. Jalen, you didn't go to the bubble last year. You were rehabbing a shoulder injury, and you also got COVID, so you weren't even in the bubble period. So you missed out on the playoffs last year. This is your third year in the NBA, but your first playoff experience. How different is it? To just describe, what you felt out there on the court in relation to the playoffs versus a regular season game.
It's totally different. It was the arena was even packed, and there was the craziest atmosphere. Like, I can only imagine like what it's going to be like when we play at home for the first time in this series. It was unbelievable. I think it doesn't compare at all. It's something that like you can tell. Like my dad can tell me the stories about how he played in finals and how he did all this playoffs, all that stuff. To go through it is totally different. And it was special. And like I think what kind of also calmed the nerves is I actually played pretty well my first game. Played pretty well. I was solid. So that kind of calmed my nerves down. But it was awesome. It was something I'll remember for a long time.
We've talked about this with a bunch of guys over the last couple of years about how the pace is different in terms of just gameplay. Did you notice that right when you checked in game one, or did it take a little bit of time to sort of come to be?
I think the pace is fairly similar. I think that the difference, it wasn't the pace. It was kind of like how you were exerting energy. Like you're going like a mile, you're going as fast. Like everything is hard. Like everything was at a different just intensity. And I think that was probably a little different.
I noticed that in game one. One of the big takeaways that I had in game one was our closeouts. So we talked about, they've got, I think, 7 guys that shot over 40% from 3 in the regular season. So they've they've spaced the floor around Kawhi and PG. And so our sense of urgency to close in that game one was noticeably different. You know, we talked about just running guys off the line or whatever. And I've felt that throughout my career in the playoffs. You know, you're a normal just catch and shoot or a spot three or relocate three with the defender closing at you in the regular season versus the playoffs. Like the whole thing in the playoffs is we're trying to take away a guy's greatest strength. And we're going to try to make him do something else. And so that split second release is just a little bit quicker and it's a little bit harder to make. Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing that I noticed. You know what's crazy? You're right. Like with the atmosphere, because I don't even know what their announced attendance was. And partially the whole lower bowl was filled with cardboard people. There was a lot of cardboard people there. You know, at one point when we came up for game 2, I was like, yo, there's more people. Oh no, they just put more cardboard people. I swear to God. But the atmosphere felt so different. And there was a moment before game 1, we huddled up to go out for warm-ups. Luka gave, his little pep talk, which is basically, let's go win. And 1, 2, 3 Mavs or whatever. And you guys went out on the court and I was standing there in street clothes and the juice was different. The juice was different, man. And I felt that. And I think partially because I didn't get to play in the playoffs last year. And most of this season has been playing in front of empty or arenas that are a 10th full. And I kind of forgot what that feeling was like. It's not nervous, but it's a different energy. It's that feeding off of the crowd. And look, man, it's something that I missed. I was jealous of you guys when you guys went out for warm-ups in game 1. I was jealous.
Going out for warm-ups, I was hyped. Like I was hyped. It was pretty dope. I can't lie. That was a real experience that I'm gonna remember for a long time. And just to like go out there and like play playoff basketball again, it was crazy. Like watching the bubble, like watching it from home last year sucked. Like I could watch us, like the Mavs play. I could watch it. I could, but I couldn't. Like I made myself watch. But like watching any other games, like I was just like, I can't. Right? I just can't. I can't. I was not in the mood to like watch games because like I wasn't there. That was the first time being away from like my team, being away from like not playing basketball for a long period of time. Like it was awful. It was like torture. So, but like I always had it in the back of my mind. I was just always preparing myself. I was like, all right. So like last summer when me and my dad were training or getting ready for season, he was just like, we would watch games at night and the next morning we go out on the court and just do stuff. And I'm imagining like it's playoff basketball, like imagining that all these guys are doing these different things and I got to bring my A game. So I think that helped with knowing that like it was playoff basketball and then I was training. And so it kind of made me go a little harder.
We talk all the time about Luka's shot making. And first of all, he's been unbelievable these first 2 games. They've really had no answer for him, and he's just kind of controlled the game. It's been really impressive. But his 2 for 1 at the end of the third quarter last night was the most ridiculous shot I've seen him make in a game. So for a 2 for 1 is basically under 40 seconds at the end of a quarter. You get a free shot at around 33, 32. That gives the other team, 24 seconds. Then you get the ball back with 8 seconds or whatever. So it's a free shot essentially. And Luka took the most free shot I've ever seen. It was one-legged across his body with 2 defenders. I don't even know if the net moved. Was that the most? That's for me. That's the most ridiculous one I've seen. It was more ridiculous than the game winner against Memphis. What about for you? I haven't been here as long.
I think the game winner is just because it was a game winner is crazy. That's 1. 2, like he plays so free. Like he plays so free. So like if you would have missed that, he's like, yeah, I got to make the next one. Like the next one, like you put that shot again. Like he plays so free, and it's crazy to watch. Like he he's like at his own pace. He's like in his own mind. Like he just plays like he's locked in, but like he's not. He's just like, oh, let's play some basketball. Like he is. He's a kid. But him, that was nuts. That was. I gotta give the game winner a little more props than that. But when he shot that shot, I was just like, what? And then it went in. I was just like, I don't remember really celebrating. I was like, what? Like that's.
Is that the game where you threw the water in his face afterwards? Is that the Memphis game?
The game winner? Yeah. He shot like it was like he was lunging for the end zone and then just threw the ball up. Like just, yeah.
I think in game 2, if I'm not mistaken, I might have to correct myself on this, but if I'm not mistaken, prior to him taking the one-legged shot over 2 defenders across his body, he had missed 2 free throws, like the previous possession.
Yeah.
And that's when you're talking about not being in your head for almost any other player. If you miss 2 free throws,
you're just like,
you're going to take a possession off. You're going to defer that next possession. And he's just like full throttle all the time. There's just the confidence. The confidence is unwavering, and it's impressive to watch. It's fun to watch.
It's special. It's special for sure.
Speaking of confidence, we have to talk about Timmy as well, just on this streak that he's been on. We were talking about it before we started taping. But what do you think? I mean, just as an observer of this over the last 6 weeks.
He's been on something. I think the best thing, like I said before, I think the best thing about all this is like Tim. He has a routine. He does it playing well, playing great. He does his routine. I'm the same way. I got to do my routine no matter what the situation is. Like no matter what. And he isn't doing anything different. It's not a certain thing that he's been doing different. Your confidence comes from your work. Your confidence comes from the reps you do. And that's literally it. Same amount of reps he does. His confidence gets getting better and better and better. And once you see one go in, you know Timmy's going. Timmy's going. And he can get hot. And then he's been hot for the past, like you said, month and a half, whatever it's been. But he's been, I just love the way he works. Like he just grinds and grinds and grinds. And I love people who do that. I love people who grind on with their game and really take a sense of pride in their craft.
I think when we talk about freedom with Luka and just having a clear headspace to be able to take shots with confidence, Timmy's in that headspace right now. Because it's not like he's just shooting spot threes or just shooting threes off pin downs. He's doing everything. He's hitting threes off the dribble. He's driving. He's hitting floaters. He started the game the other night, turning the corner and shooting an 8-foot runner over a big. It's just he's in that headspace. We got to leave him alone. We don't want to jinx it.
Nah, you got it. Yeah.
We can talk about it on the pod, but I'm not talking about it in the locker room.
Yeah.
So, Jalen, you've played in quite a few big games in college. And so when you're making the comp between, the last week and, the national championship, the Final Four, whatever, pick the games, what do you see as sort of the biggest difference?
Just the difference between like how you can move on, I think is crazy. Like I've never approached something like this in the NBA where like, all right, you have to win 4 games. I've never approached anything like that in my life. You got to win 4 games and then you got to move on to the next. Like, yeah. Obviously college is one and done. Like you're one and you win, you go on, you lose, you go home. I think the NBA playoffs are special. Like the atmosphere, my first 2 games, the atmosphere is crazy. Like it was awesome. But the national championship, wow. Like it's just, I think when we played Michigan my second time, We won pretty easily. We won by like 18 or 19, whatever it was. It was crazy. Like we were just playing well the entire game. But in 2016, when it was me, Josh, Arch, Chris Jenkins hit the shot, yeah, like nothing will beat that moment for me. Like the playoffs are cool. Like doing all this stuff like this week was awesome. But when he hit that shot, me and Mikal Bridges ran off the bench as soon as he let it go because we knew it was good. Like, we knew it was good. And that moment, that little span of like 30 minutes right there, nuts. Nothing will beat that.
I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but since you brought it up, I want to talk about that last minute or so of that game because it was bonkers. Like, you could not write a movie script for a game that was better than that last minute of the game. What's going through your head when Marcus Page hits his double clutch hanging three with 4.7 seconds to tie it up?
We were pretty. When we came to the huddle, I was on the bench the last couple of minutes. When everyone came to the huddle, we all were like kind of calm. But we all just realized we just blew a 10-point lead in 2 minutes. We were like, all right, we're okay. We're okay. But in the back of everyone's mind, everyone's like, geez, like what is going on? Like, what is going on? And then, but everyone, like in that huddle, everyone stayed calm. Everyone stayed like collected. So like everyone was good. Like there was no panic, at least in the huddle. Like no one showed anything. Like, coach didn't show anything. No one said anything. Everyone just kind of just moved on, which is what we've done all year. My whole time I know that everything was about like the next play, attitude, next play. That was literally like the perfect moment to move on and work on it. Like think about the next play. Like, so when he hit that shot, I was like, oh, if we go to overtime, I don't know. If we go to overtime.
They clearly had all the momentum. Was that a set play? I was like, was that the play that you guys drew up with just the sort of dribble penetration towards the middle and the flip back to the guy taking the ball out of bounds?
Well, the flip. So that was a play that coach runs. The flip back was an option that we never, ever, ever even practiced, let alone in the game. It just Arch made a play. Like everyone, we all thought Arch was going to shoot. I think we all was like, all right, Arch is going to do Arch is going to shoot. I've literally never ever practiced. I kid you not. It's never even coach never said anything. Look for the pitch back. Like it just never. Like, at least I don't remember. Like we just never did that.
I was going to say, JJ and I have talked about this a couple times recently, actually, about Villanova in particular over the what Jay has done over the last decade in terms of, obviously, you have the 2 championships, but how many good pros have come from there? And it seems like basically everybody, and you just go across the league, who's come from there has been able to make the transition pretty well in different circumstances. Why do you think that is?
I think for one, coach recruits good guys over anything, good character guys. JJ, don't comment on that before you say something.
I was going to say he recruited Josh Hart, so there's your entire theory goes out the window.
I thought you were going to say something
about me, but that's definitely true. He did recruited a maniac. He just got guys that just worked hard, like just wanted to like outwork people, like wanted to like obviously good players, smart players, all that stuff, but fit that culture of not me. Like they fit the culture of all of us like together. Like that was his thing. Like we play hard, we play smart, we play together, we play with pride. Those are his core values. And then I think with my years, the years I was there, like we basically had NBA practices every day for 3 years. Like from my team, we had at least, I think 8 guys play at least one season in the league. We had myself, Josh Hart, Archie Diacono, Mikal Bridges, Eric Paschal, Dante DiVincenzo,
Spellman,
Daniel Chefu. He played with the Wizards, and Phil Booth, who's in the G League. So that's 9 guys are there. And I kid you, I'll never forget this. We played in Philly my rookie year, and Stephen A. Smith walked past me. And I said, "What's up, Stephen? How you doing, Stephen A?" He said, "What's up?" I was like, "Yeah, you remember what you said a couple years ago when we played Carolina?" He's like, "Well, what'd I say?" Like, I said something crazy. So yeah, you said Carolina had all the pros and we had none, and now we have 8. So he's like, "I said that?" I was like, "Yeah, you did." And actually, one of those pros became one of the dudes in Carolina. Became one of my really good friends who played here for 2 years, Justin Jackson. So it's crazy how that whole flipped. And I bring it up to Justin every time I see him. Like whenever he says something smart to me, I just say Chris Jenkins or say something like that. Like whatever.
The problem with Stephen A. Smith is that he gives so many takes that he's forgotten 95% of them. I mean, he's literally a take machine. He just gets on television and gives takes. It's, I don't. Yeah, it's a job. I don't blame him for forgetting a few things. Do you think we've kind of talked about this? When I was in Philly, my 2 years in Philly, there were always these rumors about Jay maybe being the next coach of the 76ers. Coach Wright being the next coach of the 76ers. That was always a thing that was sort of out there and mumbled and whispered. And, in sports radio in Philly is a huge thing. They talked about it a ton. Do you think that he could make the transition from college to the NBA? Do you think he ever will?
There's a better question. I don't think he ever will.
Okay.
I think he could. I think him coaching with Team USA is kind of like opened his eyes a little bit. Like, well, this is pretty interesting. Like playing with the top guys around the league, or coaching top guys around the league. I just don't think he ever will. No, he has everything he wants. Literally, he has everything he wants. It goes Father Peter, our president of Villanova, number 1, and it's Jay Wright next. Like, he has everything in the world, and he's built a culture that is unmatched. It's not the Duke brotherhood, but it's might be a little better than that.
Right. Right. You guys had 8 guys in the NBA. I think we've got like 30.
All right.
I was waiting for this. I'm amazed we got that far.
Oh man. Jalen, you showed me this graphic today. It was like the last 10 national champions in the NCAA, who the leading scorer was on those teams. And we kind of went through the list, and other than Anthony Davis and Kemba in 2011, no one was really an all-star. I mean, I think there was a couple guys that maybe weren't even in the NBA anymore, and no one else was really an all-star. And I think this goes sort of back to the differences between the NBA and college. Because in college, in a one-and-done situation, a star player can have an off night, and that team is so reliant on that player that they get eliminated. Whereas in the NBA, over a 7-game series, the best team with the best player in general is going to win the majority of the time. And I think when people are evaluating what transpires in March Madness, I think some teams put a lot of stock in that. Some teams may not. But it certainly is a factor in how people are evaluated as it goes towards the draft. We always had these guys on. Like you were a 2nd round pick. You're a 2nd round pick now you're in your 3rd year. You're in discussion for being one of the top 6 men in the league. Were you surprised that you dropped, given your resume, a 2-time national champion, a McDonald's All-American, Wooden Award winner your junior year? Were you surprised that you dropped to the 2nd round?
Surprised? No. I was surprised, but living that moment sucked. Like I had I didn't go to the draft. We were in New Jersey. I had all my friends and family come running out like a restaurant. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's just like everyone's like talking, like all this stuff, food, all this stuff. Like everyone's having a great time. I did not move from my seat when I was watching the TV for the 3 hours I was there. Did not move. Like everyone like come up to me and say I'm good. I'm like, I'm fine. Like leave me alone. To the point I said, all right, no one talk to me until just no one say a word to me. I watched every guy picked. I'm just sitting there, just sitting there, like motionless. And it was so nerve wracking. I wasn't really, I can't say I was surprised. I was just like, okay, it's all right. And honestly, landed in the perfect situation. You're not gonna believe this. That morning, I had the same routine. I got up. I said, I'm gonna go work out, do all this stuff, just keep my mind busy. Getting ready to leave the gym. I walked to my parents and my dad says, he said, Dallas 33.
Stop it. Are you serious?
I swear.
That's
I swear.
crazy.
Yo. And I was just like, what? I was like, all right. I was all right. Yeah.
So you both maybe had a premonition that you
He
weren't going
probably
to
did.
get picked in the first round.
I mean, I did. I don't know how he thought, like how he got that. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking like I did everything I could, literally everything possible. I won two championships, played a year, did everything. And at the same time, it was never really about me. Like I never needed like it was. And then, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how he I don't know. I had no idea. That's one of the craziest things ever.
Tommy,
what did you know about Dallas after you got picked, before you came down?
Not that much. I knew Texas has done right by me and my family. I won both my championships in Texas, Houston, San Antonio. So to go to Dallas, I was like, this is fitting. I didn't really know a lot, honestly. I didn't know a lot. I knew a lot about the Cuban. I knew about like Dirk. My favorite player of all time, Steve Nash, played there. Now I'm wearing 13 in Dallas. It's pretty special. I didn't know that. I didn't know a lot, but it was a blessing. It was a blessing. Amazing place to be drafted, amazing place to live, and I've been welcomed with open arms.
You're the second straight guest we've had that's the son of an ex NBA player. We just had Timmy on last week, and we talked a little bit about his relationship with his dad and growing up with that. You got to see your dad play in the NBA, obviously. I think he played 9 years. His last year was 05, 06, so you were 9 or 10 years old. I wanted to ask specifically, though, about that 99 run with the Knicks, when the Knicks were, I think, the 8th seed. They didn't have Patrick Ewing. He was out with an injury.
He didn't make it to the finals.
Yeah. Does he ever talk about that run? Because obviously you were 3 when that happened, but does he ever talk about that run?
Yeah, he talks about it. I think he kind of talks about it. He used to talk about it like as a fan now, but like I guess with me now, he kind of talks about it like he's kind of trying to coach me through something. He said, I didn't have the skill. I didn't have what you have. I don't. But one thing I do know is, like, even though I wasn't playing, I knew everything they were running, and I tried to help my guys that were playing. And to this day, like when we watch film together, like He's boom, boom. Like, he's a guru at that stuff. Like, he watched boom, got it. Like, all that stuff. I think the coolest thing about all of that is that he has the frame in his jersey with the finals patch at home. He has like the tickets in acrylic or whatever. It's just I don't think he talks about it enough, but he talks about it.
Yeah. Was it? Did you feel pressure? Was it weird growing up? Like when you were hooping in AAU and you were Rick Brunson's son, did you get extra because of that? Not in a good way, I'm saying. Like, did people come after you? Did people talk shit to you because you were an NBA player's son?
Yeah, definitely. I think it depended. Like my dad wasn't like widely known to the casual NBA fan, but like real basketball fans knew who my dad was. It kind of got like that when I got a little older, and then once like my name kind of jumping out, people started like, "Oh, he's an NBA player's son," all that stuff. And so when I was younger, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it wasn't awful. I can't. Not really. No. I didn't really.
I read this story about you getting to meet Michael Jordan.
Jesus.
And no, you got to tell this story, dude. Give us the backdrop. Give us the context. Your dad, was he playing in DC at the time? He was playing for the Wizards?
I think he was playing the Wizards, playing for the Clippers.
Okay.
Playing for the Clippers, I think. And so he was a journeyman. And so my family stayed in New Jersey. So that area, you can drive to anything. So we drove down to DC. Dad's playing the Wizards, and like when I go to different arenas, I always ask for jersey. I have to ask. I can't not ask. And so my mom, I got a Michael Jordan jersey. And so after the game, I had the Jordan jersey on, rooting for my dad, but wearing a Wizards Jordan jersey. So we come down after the game and see my dad in the locker room. And then one of the assistant coaches was like, "You want to go meet Michael Jordan?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Why not? Sure." Go down. DC is always terribly long. So you get to that long stroll. Literally, he comes out the shower. He said, "Hey, like, what's up? You want me to sign your jersey?" And I was like, no, like, you'll mess it up. And yeah, it sounds awful. But like you said, I was like a child then. I knew who Michael Jordan was, but I didn't know who Michael Jordan was. Like, I didn't know what he did, not just for basketball, for everything. I didn't know. And then, I said no. Yeah, it was.
Do you regret that? Was that a poor decision? I mean, in retrospect, that jersey is probably worth quite a bit right now. You just asked. No. You just asked, was that a poor decision?
I'm
just asking. Like, do you feel like that was stupid? Because it sounds idiotic to me.
You want me to say, yeah, I'm stupid. You want me to say that. Yeah, it was idiotic. That was awful. That was.
Leading the witness.
You haven't had any interaction with him since then, have you?
I kind of did. I didn't bring it up, but my dad was coaching with the Bobcats in 2013. Was it the Bobcats then? Yeah, it was the Bobcats then. And then I got to meet him then. I didn't really bring it up again because
because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
A little embarrassing.
Tommy, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I have a little bit of a sunglass issue. Really, two things. Number one, like everybody else, I always lose my sunglasses. They're very hard to keep track of. The other issue I have is that when I wear sunglasses for a prolonged period of time, they get like loose on my head and they're ill-fitting. And then especially when you're wearing masks, like the things are just coming down. You look down and the glasses fall off. I absolutely hate that.
I think a lot of people have both of those issues.
Yeah, and I think we've found a brand that solves that problem. Well,
Yeah.
not the losing the sunglasses part, but certainly the fit
second
part.
one.
Yeah. That's why you've got to check out Rain. They make the best classic handmade sunglasses money can buy. Rain was founded back in 2009 by 3 California guys frustrated by the lack of quality eyewear at an accessible price. They set off on a sunglasses journey focused on using premium materials to create super lightweight, carefully crafted sunglasses.
Plus, they have 100% UVA, UVB protection and tons of polarized options so you can make sure your glasses don't just look good, but actually reduce glare and help you see things clearly. What do Rihanna, James Harden, Shea Mitchell, and John Hamm have in common? They all wear Rain sunglasses. Wow, what a crew.
And so does Jay Redick and Tommy Olter. They've even got free shipping, free returns, and a 1-year warranty. So what do you have to lose? I just got my pair in the mail, and I can't wait to wear them all summer. Look no further. You finally found the perfect sunglasses brand. Right now, Rain has an exclusive offer just for the Old Men and the 3 listeners. Head to rain.com, that's RAEN.com, and use promo code OLDMAN to receive 25% off your first order. That's Rain, RAEN.com, and use our promo code OLDMAN for 25% off your first order. You're the hiring expert for your company, and what you really need is help making your short list of quality candidates. You need a hiring partner who helps make your life easier. You need Indeed. Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview, all on Indeed.
Get your quality short list of candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job descriptions faster. Only pay for the candidates that meet must-have qualifications and schedule and complete video interviews in your Indeed dashboard.
Indeed makes connecting with and hiring the right talent fast and easy.
With tools like Indeed Instant Match, giving you quality candidates whose resume on Indeed fits your job description immediately, and Indeed skill tests that, on average, reduces hiring time by 27%.
You can choose from more than 130 skills tests, then add your must-have requirements so you only pay for applications that meet them. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined.
If you're hiring, you need Indeed.
Get started right now with a free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/JJ. I'm going to repeat that. You get a $75 credit at Indeed.com/JJ. Indeed.com/JJ. Offer valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
JJ, so we had dinner 3 times this weekend in LA.
It's very exciting to see you so many times.
2 of which with our good friend and friend of the show, Ben Winston. For one of the dinners, you paid, but we usually try to split things if we don't put it on 342. And so I paid you back. How did I pay you?
You used Cash App. It was quick, fast, and easy. Cash App is the easiest way to send money to your friends.
We have to address, Jalen, this Vibes Are Immaculate thing, because I want you to give the backstory of it and then give a little bit of the context of what's been going on the internet over the last couple of weeks, which the floor is yours.
So I think I posted something after the game. We played in Brooklyn. It was a great win. Everyone's feeling great. Everyone's feeling good. I think the next day it was like Luka's birthday, so everyone's everyone's in a good space. And I remember everyone just saying, like, yeah, we have great vibes now. Just great vibes. Like, just joking around, like, great vibes. And like, I just kept saying, like, whatever came to my mind. Like, I was like, yeah, great vibes. No, sensational vibes and whatever. And I kept saying, like, the vibes are, it came out of nowhere. Like, I just said immaculate. I just kept saying it and saying it and saying it. That, like, literally that 1 week, I just said it all the time to the point where I got annoyed with myself.
And when, do you have any sense of what date this was? Just for the people tracking this?
Luka's birthday is what? The end of February? I want to say right at the end of February and beginning of March. That, like, okay. Right there. Yeah, it was, and then I just said, I posted it one time. I think Jay Wright posted it because we had, like, the same picture or whatever. And then, like the Mavs started posting stuff like the vibes are immaculate. I was like, all right, cool, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Guy messaged me on. I saw something on Twitter. I said, dude, those are he was making shirts, or it was a platform, or it was maybe not a shirt yet, but it was something. I was like, damn, that's dope. That's really dope. Like it had like the vibes, but instead of had the I and the B, it had the 1 and the 3. So it said vibe. I was like, it was really dope. And then he sent me a shirt, and then I haven't. Something else happened. There was something else in the middle of that. So I stopped saying it after a while. And all of us, like the Mavs, are still saying it. I think it's in the Mavs bio. Might be in the Mavs bio. So all of a sudden, I just started seeing it on everywhere. Like I getting tagged on Instagram, getting tweeted at, saying Jalen Brunson like needs his trademark, his copyright, or whatever. And then it just kept happening. And then to the point where my mom says, yeah, we need to do something with this. Like, yeah, we need to do something with this. So might have something on the way.
Yeah. Tommy, he may or may not have shown me some merch today. I don't want to blow up your spot, but I may have seen a screenshot of something today.
So what we need to do, and we're going to do this on this show as much as anyone cares what we think or listens to us, is we need to make sure people know that this is yours. Because on the internet, people sometimes just steal shit and people try to take credit for it and try to claim like it's their thing. And so this is Jalen Brunson, copyright Jalen Brunson, February 2021. I don't care whether he actually got the copyright yet or not. This is his thing, and no one's going to take it.
I need that.
JB, we appreciate the time. The vibes are immaculate right now. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it anytime.